Hello, I've got my copy of Home Designer Pro 2019 open. I thought I'd run through the various ways you can alter materials. I'm just going to do a camera view of some cabinets that I put inside this little test house. Yeah, and you can take any existing material and use this. I don't see the icon. Now let me find the icon, or maybe it's here. Yeah, there it is. I call it the Tricolor tool, adjust material definition. And you can see the default for this profile plan is set to white for the cabinets. I'm going to click on the white and then click on this color, which is the main color. I don't think there's a text. Yeah, there's no texture that goes with this particular material. So it's just a color. You can click on this color and you can make it darker with this slider. That totally changes the color. Now, in order to employ this, you have to go over here to the texture. Well, it's grayed out because it just doesn't have a texture. So I've already altered the material. With a texturized material, I'll run through that as well. And you see it changes the color. I'm going to put it back. Well, let's say, okay, next thing I thought I'd show you a little bit about is this spray can tool. And the thing that new people don't get about the spray can and the eyedropper is that this tool has different modes, and I'm going to quickly run over those. I'm going to go down here to a wood species, hickory honey, yeah. And you can see here, I pulled this off here so as to more accentuate what I'm using it. The default mode is component mode. So if I click on it, it'll just color whatever I left click on, see? And if you want to just change one part of one object, and this is the mode that you'd use, and there's object mode. I'll left click on that. And when I click on it, it colors the entire cabinet, all surfaces of the cabinet in one click. And then room, as you might guess, it does everything, every similar object in the room that has this material on it. And then there's the entire floor that you're on, or the entire plan, all floors. And if you don't know exactly what materials are going to get changed, then these modes can get you into trouble and actually not save you time, but actually slow you down and so forth. So this is something you should practice with and read the reference manual. When I say reference manual, I mean it's over here under Help, View Reference Manual. When you click on that, it opens it in a browser window, and it's 1,000 pages, 1,050 pages, and anything and everything you want to know about the program. This is the first place you should look. Let's see. And so that's right at your fingertips, and it's searchable. If you'll download it to your desktop, there it is there. It's a PDF file. And there it is. Click Save. Okay, it opened on my second monitor, but here it is here, and you can use this over here. Instead of the online version, it's got all these, if you're interested in roofs, you just click on roofs and it goes right to the roof section. And also, this is searchable. If you having trouble with these are general categories, cabinets. It's very, very useful. And I wouldn't recommend reading this thing in one sitting because it's 1,000 pages. You'll get tired. But when you're reading it, don't pass any words or symbols that you don't fully understand, because then you'll just kind of go into a mental fog and you won't remember what you've studied. So don't do that. But do use this often. I recommend that you find the category that you're interested in and read a few paragraphs and open the software and check it out. Like this here. I learned this by just on a simple test plan using these different modes, and then that taught me just by watching it work, you know, how that works. Like, okay, let's say I want to change the countertop. I'm going to click on the spray can, go over here to library materials, and we'll go to masonry and stone slab, granite. And I want something a little bit lighter, so I'm going to pick that. And I want it for the entire room. Saves time. It'll do all the countertops in the room. See? Now, if I wanted to change this material that has a texture, I would again use this adjust material definition. Let's say I wanted this a little bit darker. Well, I can take this color and make it a little bit darker, click OK. Then with a texturized material, you have to also check blend with texture. You get to see it made it a little bit darker. I'm going to change it again. This time I'm going to go and not just make it lighter, darker, but actually on this slider, I'm going to make it, add this color to it. I've already checked blend with texture, so that's what I'm going to get. So you can create a lot of variations of materials. Some of these are not very useful, but I'm just demonstrating. I'll go over here to the texture and blend with texture. I think I got blue wood species. So just about any material you can think of, you can duplicate. Another thing, when you could have a web browser over, let me open, excuse me. Okay, let's say you like this color here. I'm going to make this browser smaller. Okay, I'm going to click on this. We'll click it here. Okay, the browser disappeared when I'm going to put this on my second monitor. There's this tool here. If there's a very specific color you want, you can click on that and go to the web browser, and then left click on the material, the color you want. I've already checked blend with texture. So there you go. So this, you can make a lot of on-the-fly changes to materials that way. Now, another way is I'm going to go over here to the Google search and click on tile, and then I'm going to go from tile to images. And let's say you find a tile. Yeah, this is kind of interesting. I don't think there's anything in the library exactly like this. I'm going to click on that and then right click on it and save link as, no, save image as. Left click. Save it to my desktop. Now, I'm going to go to Windows Explorer, and there's that image that right there on my desktop. I'm going to go over here in Explorer to Documents, Home Designer Pro 2019 Data, and Textures. There's a folder there for that, and I'm going to just drag that into there. So now I put that in there, just so I know where it is, and also for future use. Now, I'm going to go over here to the library browser, and on the user catalog, I'm going to right click and new material. Let me do it again. Right click, new material. Left click, you get a dialog. Everything's a dialog in this program. We're going to call it tile. It's something really unusual. And we'll go over here to the texture, and you'll see texture source, file, browse. You get a Windows Explorer type interface. I'm going to go over here to documents, where I put that texture file. And it's Pro Data, textures, and there's my tile. Click it open. There's the tile. Now, every material is made of a tile, an image like this, and a pattern. Right now, it's just set the area. And I think herringbone would probably work. Well, that's not exactly like this, but that's pretty close. Of the ones that are here, let's see. I don't think there's any that are any closer. Parquet, no, that's totally different. I think this is as close as I can get. So in vector view cameras, it'll look like this, and in standard render cameras, it'll look like this. So, okay. And now you can see it's in my user catalog as tile. Now I'm going to drag this over on my second monitor, and you can see it's, since I imported it, it's now in spray can mode, and I'm going to put it on component mode and put it on this floor. Okay, we're not done. And you can see the texture doesn't paint from square to square to square, but you know, this particular image that I use for an example is not perfectly put together for this purpose, but it's just to show you. If you wanted this perfect, then you have to open this image that I downloaded in an image editor and crop it so that it's going to repeat across surfaces perfectly. But again, you can alter this further with this tool here. Make it lighter, darker, just like I showed you before. Blend with texture, and so that made it white because I have white selected. And we'll open that. We'll change this color to let's see. Let me see if I can undo that. I've never tried that. Yeah, there we go. Now it's back to battery. Or I can go over here and let's see. I don't see what I'm looking for. Oh yeah, here it is. Set using texture. See, set that. That's the base color, and it picked up the texture. I mean the color from the image file. When I click on set using texture. So there's some ways for you to customize materials and create your own materials. I mean, this doesn't look too bad. It's just not, it's not, a good tile setter would not set the tile this way. But if I had taken more time and made it, cropped it perfectly before I imported it, and that's something you'll learn to look for. You can see that this is not going to paint across surfaces exactly. And this one here probably wouldn't work. This one would probably work. Let me just do that. I'm going to save image as. And this time I'm going to save it straight to that folder. That's Documents, Home Designer Pro 2018, 2019, Textures. I'll save that one right there. And we'll go to library browsers right here on my second monitor. And again, I'm going to go up here to user catalog, right click, new image, material, left click, texture, browse. There's the wood. And we need to give it a name. Everything on a computer in a software program needs a name, so we'll call it wood tile. And see, it doesn't automatically get a pattern. So what we need is not a brick pattern. There may not be one exactly correct for this. Yeah, that's just tile. I guess strip would be all right for this. We'll go over to the texture tab, set using. For vector views, it'll have this color because I just clicked over there. Set using texture. And then I'm going to put it on the floor. See how quickly you can do that? Now this texture looks better because it was better set up in the beginning for this for the use for this purpose. Anyway, this is the basics on changing materials. Now, I wouldn't get in a habit, if I were you, of using a spray can and eyedropper for, like, if you want to change the material on a wall. Let's open this wall. This is a method. You could use the eyedropper or sprayer for walls as long as you use component mode. Another way is just to go over here to the materials tab, interior surface, and we'll just find something black. Yeah, that'll stand out. It'll color that entire single wall black. You know, like an accent wall. And you can use the eyedropper, but I recommend that you just use the, let me open this wall here. You open the objects dialog, go to the materials tab and interior, and it'll change just that wall. Another way is just wall covering. Click on add new. That's on the wall covering tab, add new. And I'm just going to put a color on this wall of mouse. Now, once you've assigned the material to the interior, see the checkbox for exterior or interior. We want it on the interior. And the height is going to be 108. I think that's the height of the room. And the floor to bottom is going to be 0. We deselect that, and you can see that's got mouse, that's got black. And if you can use the eyedropper and the paint sprayer, but you use component mode. It will change just that wall. I could do the entire room with the room mode and get rid of that black over there. So there's all kinds of ways you can get into trouble, but carefully learn and understand each one before you use them, because you can create a lot of wasted time if you don't do it in a studied, knowledgeable manner. Okay, well, thanks for watching. I hope this helps some people with this particular subject.